What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You are welcome to the second episode of the High School Podcast with King Swags. They call me Mark Swags, the crown king of a fizzy, party animal number one, and I am never alone when I'm set to do this podcast. It's set to be another exciting conversation with someone who I refer to as one of the most influential people when it comes to nightlife and the entertainment industry, most especially in the Southeast. In fact, I refer to this guy as the king of nightlife in the Southeast. He's not just a successful businessman. He runs one of the biggest clubs in the Southeast. Also, he's a senior special advisor to the governor on entertainment and a brand ambassador to several alcoholic brands, including Glenfiddich at the moment. Now, I'm not talking about no ordinary person, but the doctor himself, Dr. Dubby Gustavo. Good evening, bro. It's good to have you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. I tried to get Dubby on this set a couple of times. I know you have a very busy schedule. Yeah, but I'm happy you finally came through and we don't take that for granted. Yeah. So basically, we want to just know more about Dubby Gustavo because we've been seeing you, man. You've been in this industry and you literally have been able to change the industry in your own way. You've been able to evolve it, change nightlife for Enugu especially, and that cannot go unappreciated. We want to know what exactly makes this guy tick. What makes you stand up every day to move? Who is Dubby Gustavo? Let's get into this right now. So real quick now, where are you from? Let's start from there.
I'm from Anambra, from Obosi.
Obosi?
Yeah, in Anambra State.
Where did you grow up?
Benin.
Really?
Yeah.
I never would have thought.
Yeah, I was born and brought up in Benin.
Did you go to school there?
I schooled in Benin. I started my career as a banker in Benin. Before I moved to Abuja and then joined in civil service.
Wait. You used to work in the bank?
No, yeah. I started my career as a banker.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I worked in the bank 5 years, Diamond Bank.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's take it back a little. We went to primary school in Benin,
yeah.
Secondary school,
Benin
University,
Benin,
Uniben.
Yeah.
Wow. Then you started working in a bank.
Yeah, the Diamond Bank, from Ubo to Ekiti State.
What did you study in school first?
Mechanical engineering.
Mechanical engineering. What's a mechanical engineer doing? Doing in the bank.
That's
Nigeria for you. Yeah.
Because we end up studying a lot of things and we end up not
practicing them.
Yeah,
interesting.
And then we have to now go back to what we have passion for, which is the entertainment industry.
But then Dubby in school, in secondary school, were you a serious student or were you one of the backbenchers?
I think I'm going to say I'm in between. I'm a serious student and I'm also part of the social life. I always try to make fun or create fun for people.
Interesting.
People always know me as that party guy, that fun-loving guy.
So you've always been the party guy from back?
I started as the director of socials in my faculty, engineering, and moved to SUG. Same unopposed, nobody contested against me. So I've always known I had this passion for entertainment. So it's been there all this while, and even in banking days, they call me Swagger Banker because I end up almost all my customers are all club owners.
So you were the one bringing the club money to the bank?
Club money down.
I like that.
So it was easier for me over there because people end up listening to you when they are more relaxed and when they are drinking alcohol.
Yes.
So I was able to penetrate them and then get their... Banking is all about getting deposits.
You get that. They listen to you more when they're relaxed and they're drinking alcohol. Get the deposits. Now, you went to school in Benin.
Yeah.
You became going to the banking industry. How did you? Because I know you were a civil servant. You were working with federal. You still are?
Yeah. I'm a senior officer of federal safety.
Wow.
My father brought me to Enugu. I came to Enugu 2012 as a one-star officer. And then today, by God's grace, I'm a 3-star officer of federal safety.
Wow.
But of course, I got an appointment with the governor, so I cannot be paid by the state government. I'll also be paid by the federal government. So it's what they call secondment, 2 years off from federal safety to work with the governor. So when the tenure is over, I go back to road safety.
Man, this life is so nice. Just think about that. But I remember there was a time I saw a picture of you wearing a federal road safety uniform and I was shocked to my bones. This guy, how do you mix that life? I mean, because since I've known you, because I'm an industry guy, and since I've known you as nightlife guy, the club guy, from Orange Room to Platinum, which was a club that you started and ran very successfully before you got to, Gustavo by Kubana. So how do you live that life and also still live the civil service 9-to-5 life?
I think everything has to do with dedication and passion too. I am one person who abroad, people do 2-3 jobs. So in Nigeria, I've always believed that the civil service can actually give me the kind of life I wish for. So I need something by the side to augment that salary too. There was one day I was actually on the road, then when I was still a one-star officer, I was on that tricycle bridge, and then someone saw me. Then that was Orange Room. You were shocked because that part of me it's hidden because of course the job does not allow it.
Yes.
So we've tried so hard to manage both, and God has been faithful, man. To keep getting promoted when time for promotion comes.
I mean, you have done that very successfully, and I must say, you are one of the role models of the society. Because people like us who work 9-to-5 and do the night jobs also, I know it's not easy. Then imagine someone like you who is even in the civil service. You are SSA to the governor, and you run a club, a successful club. We're going to come to the club business, which is one of the juiciest parts of this conversation. But let's talk about you growing up. What was your growing up like? What's your household like? Family of how many?
My life is just, I don't know where to start from because I'm the last from my family of 4. I have my 2 elder brothers and 1 sister. And fortunately, or let's say fortunately, or unfortunately, they don't even drink alcohol, they don't even party, they don't even do anything.
You're joking.
Yeah, so I would say I come from a very, very, when I say born again home, or from family. So I think I'm just
the lost sheep.
I was, but I think now
they get it now.
There's no decision they take that they don't have to refer to me because now they know it's not about being an Oringo person. Now you can be an Oringo person and also be a stable person.
Yes.
So because the always think that when you drink or when you party, you just fooling around. But now that's fooling around and that Oringo lifestyle is not paying me. So, and then they are also getting the returns.
Yes.
So
think about it. Think about it. I mean,
this has been a good one, all this one, and so basically, I think growing up has just been me being different from the whole family lineup, and I think it's that's the way God who planned it.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, that's the way God planned it.
I mean, like for you to be like the guy that drinks in the house, the guy that goes to the party and end up being this successful, it means like you had some level of discipline, putting yourself down.
Being focused, and I've always been determined that I would not stain or spoil my family name. So no matter what I do, I always have that at the back of my mind. That this is what I need to do and I have to get it right.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm a young businessman. I've run a couple of businesses in Enugu, and you are one of the people I look up to. Like seeing someone who's been able to run a business successfully and is still doing so, against all odds. Just leads me to asking, what was the first business you ventured into as Dubby Gustavo? The first commercial activity you ventured into?
My first business started in Abuja. When I left the banking industry, I just did not want to stay idle. So I have a friend who owned the lounge in Abuja called Bintis. So he made me his manager, and then the likes of the UI, Moscow, Larry, many of them, they were all running as PROs when I was actually the manager of the lounge in Abuja. So it's been from there, and then the guy is a medical doctor, and then he gave me some skills and taught me a lot of things about the business, and which was all actually I brought down to Southeast. And it's been good all this while. Yeah.
But when you came to the Southeast, were you planning on starting a nightlife business, starting a club business?
When I came to Southeast, I was actually planning to go back to Abuja. As in, I was applying every day, begging for transfer back to Abuja, so I can continue doing my lounge business and also the road safety work. I never saw myself staying here for this is my 8th ninth year.
Do you still want to go back to Abuja?
No. Enugu is home for me now because to Dubby glory, Enugu has actually grown so well. So I think everything I was thinking I was not getting Abuja, I can actually get them down here in Enugu.
Facts.
Yeah, so I'm not going back anymore.
And now, talking about home. So I said I was definitely going to ask you this when we have this podcast. I know you're a family man and a respectable one at that. You're married, you have a home, and you also run a nightlife business. So how do you go to the club and go for every night, go back to your wife, go back home, and go to the club again the next night? What's that dynamism like?
My brother, I think that's also I have to thank God that I married a good wife and a peace-loving wife too. Because they said when you are at peace at home, then your job or whatever you do, you're going to be successful too. So it's not easy, but I actually told my wife when we were even dating that this is what I have passion for. And then I give her some reasons that if we're living abroad, that people go for night jobs.
Yes.
And they come back and this is what I choose. I don't want to do another thing, and this is what I have passion for. So thank God she understood the whole thing, and now trust me, she's enjoying the whole dividends.
Definitely, definitely, no doubt. I don't doubt she's enjoying it. She can't even complain at this point.
She's not regretting it at all.
Nice. That's the important thing. Get someone that understands you, understands your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So guys, in case you're just joining us, it still is the High School Podcast with King Swags right here on King Swags TV. They call me Mark Swags, party animal number 1. And I've got Dr. Dubby Gustavo with me right here in Brat Life store, having a conversation about his career and his life so far. And this is a man I really respect. And I'm trying to get schooled and try to learn business from him also and nightlife. So back to you, Dr. Dubby. I know you started off partially in Orange Room, and then you started to run your own thing in Platinum with Papi Gustavo, and it feels like you guys have always had that good relationship, you and Papi. What's the nature of that relationship like?
Okay, Papi, let me go back down to Orange Room. We're employed as the type A or something, I don't know what Francis, the CEO, called us then, to revive Orange Room. We're 4 of us, and then we did our best, and that was actually my stepping stone to greatness. That was where I was tapped by then the CEO of Platinum Lounge, late Okafor. Yeah. So when I went to Platinum, that's where I met Papi. Papi was then managing Platinum. So but when I came in there, based on my experience and every other thing, and he became my assistant. And then I took him as my own kid brother because we share a lot of things in common, and he's a great guy and someone that I know him and he knows me. So that was just, and in Platinum, when he was my assistant, I was managing, it was full of there was no problem, there was no quarrels, we're loving each other, So when we had the offer of lease when my boss died, we still took it together as partners, and that was where the whole partnership started from. That was right from, and then we opened our company together, Love Lifestyle, and then we opened Gustavo together.
So you guys went to Platinum first. You went to Platinum first to manage it.
And then I was the manager in Platinum, while Papi was the assistant manager.
Then when the CEO passed,
the CEO passed on, the wife gave us the first offer of lease. So
and you guys ran that very successfully.
And then we're paying good money too. But of course, in businesses like this, when the whole successes become pronounced, greed comes in place. So I think a lot of people became greedy, and but thank God we're where we are, because if not, we maybe would have still been under someone.
True. I mean, like now you have your own place. It's important to me to know, like, how did that happen? Because getting the Kubana franchise into Enugu definitely changed the night lifestyle in Enugu. Whether people want to accept it or not, they don't really have a choice. Kubana is a name to reckon with. And then you brought Gustavo by Kubana, and even under Gustavo by Kubana, we now have Mokete by Kubana, which is like growth. So what was the process of getting that Kubana franchise to Enugu? How did that happen for you?
Kubana happens to be, Big Kubana happens to be my in-law.
Oh.
The wife is my cousin. We're from the same Obosi. So, and even when I joined Road Safety, I had the offer of joining Vanity. Then that was his first nightclub in Abuja, owned by Big Kubana.
Okay.
That was where we started from too. So we were meant to be the pioneer staffs of Vanity.
Wow.
Yeah, but of course, civil service and club business. Then we had to join the civil service and came down to Enugu. So he has never believed in Enugu. I think for like a couple of years I was begging him to come invest down here, but he refused, and then his plans were just Port Harcourt away. Then luckily, when I gave birth to my second son, he came down here he is the godfather.
Wow.
So he came down for the baptism, and then fortunately partied with us in Platinum. After seeing what happened that night, the next day was like, I think we need to discuss. Enugu is ripe for business, and that was what gave birth to Gustavo by Kubana. I am Papi with the Gustavos, and then by Kubana. And it's been a good one. The umbrella is a very big one. Yeah, of course, we made our names from being in Platinum, but being in Kubana, there is a world-class brand. I think that exposed us to a lot of deals, and everybody all over that knows that there's a Gustavo Kubana somewhere.
Yeah, man, that's really interesting, man. I mean, that's a real inspiring story from from banking to civil service to becoming to being sent to revive a nightclub, to becoming a manager in a nightclub, to now leasing and running a nightclub, and now getting your own nightclub. Man, it's been a real journey.
Yeah.
And you have recorded several successes in your career so far. What would you think is the most significant success you've recorded? The one that every time you look at, you say, yes, I'm proud I got this one. You have to think about it. I'm going to ask you that question again. Okay. Just take your time and think about it. But then, like, running a business in Enugu, what's that experience like? What are the challenges and what are the advantages, if there are any, of running a business like the one you do in Enugu?
Enugu is somewhere. I think I love Enugu right now. Because I came to Enugu when Sullivan was still the governor, and then the changes, the transformation was great, and so everybody wanted to come down to Enugu, and then the continuation by my boss Buruburu, still good, and so I think the business in Enugu has been smooth. Why? Because we have tried what we can to actually promote the nightlife in Enugu State, because a lot of people down there in Abuja and Lagos always say Enugu as one village and all that. I'm delighted to say that with the likes of you, who have known you for a very long time, and then the promotion, and then I think Enugu is somewhere that we can actually be to our chest and say that there's no artist that not come to Enugu. Facts. There's no Class A artist that has not been to Enugu.
Facts.
Yeah, so I think it's something to actually be proud of. The challenges are just, of course, Enugu, no matter how we want to look at it, is still a civil service town.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have more of the civil servants down here, and there are not much companies and private companies down here. So we still depend on the civil servants to try to come patronize us,
to spend their salaries.
Salary too, and then while the young guys too who do one or two businesses also try to patronize us. Yeah.
Okay, and that's interesting. I mean, there's steady growth in Enugu, like you have said, and people like you have contributed to getting it to where it is right now. Now that leads me to my next question, Dr. Dubby. You've been able to run successful businesses, and you're an inspiring figure right here in the Southeast. And a lot of young people look up to you. Now helps me, like, people who want to follow your footsteps, and I'm one of them. Young people want to become like business, moguls like you, have an active family life, an active, responsible life. What advice would you give to these people who look up to you right now, who want to be the future Dr. Dubby Gustavo?
The only advice I think I'm going to give them for them to have patience and to believe in patience too, because everything I am today did not just I just get there like once. I built it. I was patient. I knew what I wanted, so I wasn't in a hurry. Well, because unfortunately, the younger people now, they always want to make it like
quickly.
Yeah. I know. So I started from the scratch. So even in the orange room, we can come a PRO. All we did was just promoting the place, and then becoming a manager, from the manager, and then having mine. So it's not. You see a lot of people just want to come and then jump into becoming the owner.
Of the place, yes.
It doesn't actually work that way. And then one thing is having passion for what you do too. It's very key. I have passion for the business, and you might have the money to start the business, but you might not have the passion. So, and then the business is not about money. Sometimes I might just want in a club and I'm in a good mood. I might give out almost everything that should have been my profit that night, but a businessman won't do that.
Yeah.
So I believe in partying. Let's have fun. And that's the fun business.
And that's why people come, because I know, like, there were times when you were still in Platinum, even now in Gustavo, there are many clubs I go to. There are just a few club managers that recognize OAPs, and you'd always come to me and say, Swags, are you okay? You want to drink anything? I'm like, that's good PR. That makes me want to come again the next time. And even I learned from that, coming in my parties that I throw. So that means that there's a lot of things that you've done and that you're doing that we definitely are trying to emulate.
OAPs are the people who actually promote this place for you. And I believe that everybody who comes to your club are all promoters, are all PROs.
Yes.
So when you treat them well, they will go out there and then spread the good news about the place, and then that's why I always try to mingle with them, try to host their parties, because that's the little I can do for them.
Yeah, and you do a lot.
And I appreciate them a lot, because without them, I don't know where we would have been.
Word. We appreciate that. We appreciate that too, definitely. And your support for youngins is also really admirable. I've done a couple of parties, and you just hit me up randomly and support and buy several tickets for people, even if you're not sure if you're going to be at the party, but you just to show that you support. That's what we're talking about, an ecosystem, an industry in the East, supporting what is happening to encourage it to keep happening, and we really do appreciate that. Now, you went to a whole new level for Dubby Gustavo when you became a senior special advisor on entertainment to the governor of Enugu State. How did that appointment come about?
I think it's just still grace. I'm not from Enugu State, and I'm not a politician too. Because the kind of business we do, we don't try to support any party. Because if you do, maybe unfortunately the opposite party might go win, and they end up turning your business place to it does being
so a roundabout.
Neutral. Neutral, and then we just there on that good day, and then got a phone call from the ADC that we're in the government house. And we got there, and the governor said, okay, that he wants to organize a carnival, and then he wants us to organize a carnival, but of course we have to be part of the government to organize the carnival. That is giving our appointment as special advisors on entertainment, and that was it.
Wow. So this is not even you trying to get it. This is it coming for you. This is how your work speaks for you. The work you put in the years. And you guys organized a quite successful carnival last year. That leads me to my next 2 years ago rather. What are the jobs of an SSA to the governor, and how have you been executing them so far?
It's kind of I can't really say fully, because of course I know my duties.
Yes.
But maybe the governor in his best, or he knows better.
His wisdom,
in his wisdom, actually wants us to be like this. So what we do is that we operate from wherever we are.
Okay.
I've always mine is just to create entertainment, try to create parties, try to make it. Because of course, when people are happy, it reduces crime.
Tension, yes.
Yeah, so we try to do stuff to engage the youths in the states, so they don't have to get bored and start committing crimes and all that. Yeah. So we've just been operating, And one thing I have to say again is that during the COVID era, what actually prompted us what actually got us the appointment was during the COVID period. We organized this driving party.
Yeah, I saw that at Okpara Square.
Yeah, Okpara Square.
That was mad. First of its kind.
Yeah, we partied in the car. I think the governor got a hint about it, and then he was really impressed that wow, so something like this could happen.
Yeah.
That was actually got us the appointment too. That was a part of what got us the appointment. That we could organize a successful party without even government support and all that. Yeah. So.
Now, a lot of people want me to ask you. A lot of people are told I'm having a podcast with Dubby Gustavo. And then everybody's like, help me ask him, does he have a career in politics? Is there a career for you in politics? Are you serious? That must be disappointing to a lot of people, because a lot of people are looking forward to see you run for office.
It's not my thing. I think I like where I am. Of course, if the appointment comes, good, I would always be available, but I won't contest for anything. Interesting stuff. So now we'll just quickly play a game of this or that real quick before we round up this conversation. Like, we really appreciated having Dr. Dubby Gustavo on our sets. So I'll ask you, give you two options and you choose which suits you, okay, of different items. Okay.
Sushi or Isiewu?
Isiewu.
London or Lagos?
London.
Lagos or Enugu?
Enugu.
Samsung or Apple?
Apple.
Fireboy or Rema? Fireboy. Burger or pizza?
I don't like any of them, but I'll go for pizza.
Pizza or abacha?
Pizza.
Abacha or fish?
Fish.
Okay. Football or basketball?
Football.
Designer or senator?
Designer.
Whiskey or Davido?
Whiskey.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Sleep or movies?
Both movies, sleep. Sleep.
Sleep or party?
Party.
Monday or Friday?
Oh, thank God it's Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how we call it a wrap on this episode of High School Podcast with Dr. Dubby Gustavo. I must say big thank you again, OG, for coming through. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Always honoring our invitations.
I just want to say something. I also want to say thank you to you.
Thank you very much.
You're one of those, I call it party animal, Maxwell. You've been there.
Yes, thank you very much.
Without you, I think we wouldn't be even doing anything. You're the one pushing us out there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me coming from you, man. Guys, you heard it from the OG himself. Without me, you won't be out there. Just joking though. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, follow the channel. It's King Swags TV, High School Podcast. Peace out. And we're not drinking coffee. This is booze.